If you clicked on this video, that means you want to learn how to play Blind Side Sonny, the latest Coheed and Cambria single, and I am going to do my best to teach it to you. And guess what? I have tabs just for you that are going to pop up all throughout this video. It's a new format, so bear with me and let me know if there's any kinks that you think I need to sort out for the next one. But I think this is a big step up from my most recent, and when I mean most recent, I mean all of my lesson videos, other than the fact that I'm still down a camera. Anyways, yeah, follow along as we learn Blind Side Sonny. It's in standard tuning. Grab your guitar like this one. And yeah, let's learn some stuff. Let's start with the easy parts. It's just power chord on the A string. You don't know how to make a power chord? Listen up. Our pointer finger is gonna go on the 5th fret of the A string. That's our root note. And then I'm gonna take, I was using my pinky just now, but you could use your ring. I actually recommend using your ring. And that will go on the 7th fret of the D string. Because when you make a power chord, you wanna be 1 string apart and 2 frets apart. It's a simple mathematical equation. And now we're just hacking away a bunch of 8th notes. You know, a lot of times there's very complex parts in Coheed songs. This is not one of them. This is just hacking away. We're gonna count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And if you watch my hand there, every time I'm doing a number, I'm going down. And every time I'm counting an and, I'm going up. So it's 2 measures of this power chord on the 5th fret of the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you want to slide between these power chords. So you're going to go to that 8th fret. And you have 8 and 10. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on the and of 4 in this measure, you're going down to the 3rd fret for your last power chord of the verse. 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now we have the chorus. Claudio's part of the chorus. Same kind of concept, fellas, here. It's just, you know, we're just starting on a different power chord. So it's A string, 3rd fret, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1st fret, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5th fret, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now we're going to do all of Travis's parts. That's the lick he's doing. It's very dirty rock and roll. That's what I'm gonna call it. That's not a term I've ever heard before, but that's what we're calling it tonight. I'm new to Tuck's guitar, so the tabs are telling you where to put your fingers. I'm gonna tell you how to do the inflections, but it's a very simple pentatonic riff. So you're bending this 12th fret on G. You're in your pentatonic box. I get a little bit of that B string in there too, so it's kind of like a double stop, but the main note is this. Take your ring finger and kind of get that B string in there too, and you want to bend both of them at the same time. Again, it's very sloppy, so it's not like anything is right or wrong. As long as you're getting this note in there and bending it. That was too high, but if that's the note and you bent it in tune, that would be the correct. I like getting that double stop in there. And then I get a double stop on 10 on G and B, so your first 2 are really bending double stops. And you're coming down to 12 on D for your last note. Then from there, you're going to bend this 12 again. And again, get a little bit of that B in there. 10 on the G string to 12 on D. Then you're doing a quick bend and release from 12 and 10. And I kind of rake those two, so it's like you get the dead string goes in there. 10 with heavy vibrato. And then back to 12 on D. All these can have pretty heavy vibrato. The second time is pretty much the same thing. There's only one difference, which is there's a very more prominent just solo bend on 12 on the G string. So you got... It's a higher bend to my ear. And then the rest is the same. So that whole riff is going to go... This is what happens in the chorus. It goes like this. I'm going to play a little slower for you now, and you'll be able to figure it out. So we have these, it's 2 notes. I'm going to use my middle and my pointer. You can use like your ring and your pointer if you want, like you were playing a D chord. You could probably play it as D chord. Don't do it as a D chord. There's too many notes. This is rock and roll. We don't want too many notes. You got 12 on G and 13 on B. And they're 16th notes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a... Then I'm sliding down to 9 and 10. 4E and then I'm sliding that up to 10 and 11. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So let's call that like the A section. After A, there's going to be a B, and there's going to be a B prime. We're going to do B first. And it's just this little pentatonic. Like, literally just on the G string and the D string. So you have 10 on G, 12 on D. I'm sorry. Yep, that was right. 10, 12, and then take this ring finger and kind of like land it on the 12 on the G string. Just force it there. And you have this 12 on G, back to 12 on D, and then you're going to hit some heavy vibrato on that 10 on the G string. Then you go back to 12 on D, 10, 12, and then you kind of repeat that first part again. So it's 12 on G, 12, 10, 12. We do our A section again. And then we have a very similar B, but it's B prime because it changes a little bit. We do that part again, and then we're coming up. And I'm dropping that pointer on 10 on the B string. Then I'm walking down the scale. And then I'm going to hit this 12 on G, 10 on G, to 12 on D. So now we have this part in the second verse, which I watched live clips and I'm not playing it live, but this is absolutely going on the second verse of the song. It's a tremolo picking part. Claudio plays the lower harmony, I believe, and Travis is playing the higher harmony. That could be total crap. I'm using the oldest pick I have to do the tremolo picking stuff. It's wonderful. And it's all alternate picking. It's just faster. So we were going 1 and 2 and. Now we're going to count 1 E and On 1 and we're going down, and E and we're coming up. So 1 E and and each note is going to get half a measure. 7, 1 E and I'm sorry, 7 on the D string. Let me specify. 1 E and 2 E and this is incredibly slow. Now I'm going to take that pinky and go up to 10 on my D string, and we get the rest of the measure. 3 E and 4 E and I'm going to take my middle finger and go up to 8 on the B string. 1 E and 2 E and my ring finger is going to come down to play 9 on the G string. 3 E and 4 E and it is incredibly slow. Full speed is more like. Now the higher harmony, what I'm assuming is Travis's part. It's actually outlining a minor 7 chord, D minor 7. So I'm going to set up my pointer finger to play 12 on the D string. My ring finger is going to be covering 14 on G, and my middle is going to cover 13 on the B string. So they're all right in line. 12 on D, 1 E and 2 E and 14 on G, 3 E and 4 E and 13 on B, 1 E and 2 E and 14 on G, 3 E and 4 E and. So this is Claudio's part in the bridge. So yeah, I just find it easier to do these kind of groovy riffs by just keeping my picking hand going the whole time. I do a little bit of almost like I'm playing drums, like I'm hitting my guitar. And that kind of forces me to do like a down pick, sort of. So here we go. Ring finger's gonna cover 5 on A, my pointer's gonna cover 3 on A. And I have 1 and 2 no note, and 3 and no note, and so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we do that phrase twice. Watch it slowly. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm gonna move my pointer finger down the first fret, and I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so we're playing 1 and then we're every downbeat we're gonna mute and we're just playing up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then that continues into the next measure where it's the third fret of the E string that I'm going to use my ring finger to get. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I screwed up there, but I screwed up my picking pattern. We go back to our fifth fret on the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then I'm going to take this pinky and come up to the B string, 6th fret. We have this little pattern here. And if you'll notice, I'm just using my pinky to get it real quick while my ring finger's here. You can keep your pinky there the whole time, doesn't matter. But I am going to switch it because that's kind of weird. And I'm using when I grab this note, which is the 5th fret of the G string, to transition to another finger. So my ring finger's going to stay on this note for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... You're just going back and forth between the B string and the G string. All right, do you remember in the verse we had that minor 7th D? We're gonna go to that for the bridge now. But we're gonna arpeggiate it and we're gonna add 15 on the D string, which your pinky can get. So your notes are 12, 14 on G, 15 on 15 on D, and my middle is going to 13 on B. And this gets held out for like a whole measure afterwards. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm gonna take my pinky, hit 15, back to 13, and then 14 on G. So that's... When I hit this 14 on the G string, I'm going to use that to take my middle finger and come up to 13 on E. I have this like police siren thing. It's like wee woo, wee woo. Remember Patrick and SpongeBob? That's what's going on here. And it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it just repeats after this part. So your whole bridge part for Travis is... And now you could play Side Sonny by Coheed and Cambria. It's a pretty cool song. It's got this very raw garage energy to it that I really like. I've been responding to comments on YouTube mainly, but a couple of Instagram, I think. But, you know, a lot of people think it's like got a very weird sound, and it does, but I want you to remember that this song exists. And I like to think of Side Sonny as like that section of Al the Killer with all the screaming, was like a whole song. It's a very similar vibe, except this is more like if... You know what Side Sonny is? Side Sonny is like if Jimi Hendrix wrote Al the Killer. Or like the B-50... No, not the B-52s. They did Love Shack. Who am I thinking of? It's like another band from the 60s that like... Is there a band called the MC5? Let me know in the comments. If you learned something, be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. I'm going to try to like hit the camera with the pick. I've been doing it. It's going to be my new thing now. Let's check this out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I totally missed. Damn.